O.J. Simpson was a mascot for black society. A lot of times they'll use a certain black person in order to get revenge. They'll get one black person and do a public lynching in order to get revenge on all other black people. You understand? Like with OJ. The OJ thing was about revenge. OJ was a revenge thing. They wanted to use OJ. They wanted to get a big Negro, a popular Negro, and make an example out of him with that murder trial. Now, they know OJ didn't murder those people. They know that. And based on the evidence, that's why the jury acquitted him for those murders, because the evidence showed that he didn't do it. Black folks are so silly, you know, whatever white mommy and white daddy tells you, you believe it. But they wanted to use OJ as revenge for black people in LA, because after the riots, a lot of white people got killed, a lot of Asian people got killed after the riots in LA. They don't like that. They don't like when black people get that scoreboard evened up as far as deaths. See, they count money in deaths. So black people killed a lot of white people during the riots. They don't like talking about that. They wanted to get revenge on the black folks of LA. You dig? And when OJ got acquitted, they thought the world was over. They thought the world was over. And most of their anger was at Johnnie Cochran. This is why it just shows you this wasn't about just OJ. This was about blackness. During the OJ trial, the person who got the most death threats was Johnnie Cochran. Johnnie Cochran got threatened more than O.J. Simpson because Johnnie Cochran was intellectually whooping their asses. Johnnie Cochran was intellectually whooping their asses. Johnnie Cochran was giving them that work. After the trial, not only did he get O.J. off, Johnnie Cochran, in his brilliance and arrogance, he said, you know what? I'm about to get Geronimo Pratt out of jail now. And did it. The white supremacists were losing their minds. They were losing their minds. Johnnie Cochran running around doing all this shit. Then Johnnie Cochran said, hey, I'm going to get Michael Jackson off. Johnny was the dude. I'm going to get Puffy off. He got Puffy off. Puffy in that murder trial. That was, Johnnie Cochran was Puffy's lawyer when that club got shot up. Johnny wasn't fucking around. Then Johnny, this is where it got heavy. Johnny said, okay, my next thing, they were about to get money for the people from the Tulsa riots. Because remember, those people, many of those people at that time were still alive. One of the last survivors just died a couple of days ago. Yeah, he was Tupac's lawyer too. Tupac and my man Malik. Malik is a friend of mine. Well, I haven't talked to Malik in years, but he was the co-defendant. Malik was the trigger man in the Snoop case. In the Snoop case. So I'm getting some of my cases mixed up. But the Tupac case and in the Snoop Dogg case, he represented Snoop too. And Snoop and Malik. McKinley Lee. Yeah, he got Puffy off. He got Michael Jackson off. He got Todd Bridges off. Johnny wasn't fucking around. Johnny was an OG with that lawyer gang. Johnny was no joke. Johnny actually got Tookie Williams off. That he got when he was very young. He started, being a lawyer in LA back in the, I want to say late 60s, early 70s. But he got Tookie Williams off some of his cases. Yeah. So Johnny was getting all these people off, all these black people off. And then Johnny was like, we're going to get some money, some reparations for the people of the Tulsa riots. These people, these victims, these survivors of the Tulsa riots, we about to get some reparations for them. Then he mysteriously died. Then that brain aneurysm thing popped up. That brain aneurysm. You didn't know he got Tookie off? Yeah. He got Tookie off in the early 70s. That was one of Tookie's lawyers in the 70s. He got Tookie off. Yeah. When he started talking about he's about to get some reparations, which he would have got. Johnnie would have got that shit. They were like, hell no. Oh no. And boy, you know who hated Johnnie Cochran? Geraldo. Geraldo ain't shit. Geraldo used to do these shows on Johnnie Cochran. A lot of y'all are not old enough to remember. I remember. Geraldo,